Look, man, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm not a Devin Haney fan. I'm not. I think latest a little. Not a Devin Haney fan. I just don't like his brand, how his father has marketed him, etc., etc., etc. But boxing is better when people like Devin Haney, fighters like Devin Haney, are active and are healthy. So here on Boxing Unwrapped, we're gonna unwrap why his brand now is ruined, probably forever. I don't know how he's gonna get out of it. But first, if you're here, new, thank you for stopping in. If you're an old supporter, thank you for sticking around and coming back. Now, listen, I'm gonna keep it 100% unbiased. Like I said before, I'm not a Devin Haney fan. I was never a fan of the brand Devin Haney. Talented boxer, highly skilled, man. Like the guy is just highly skilled, but had the worst PR people around him on the planet, aka Bill Haney. Bill Haney has done him no favors. This is what happens when you let family that really has no business in publicizing you and who you are as a brand, helping you try to grow. And we're gonna unwrap this. So let's go back to how it started. Well, it started with Bill Haney, but it started really this downfall when he lost to Ryan Garcia. Now, not just the loss, is how he lost. Right? He lost terribly into an unfit Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia looked horrible in that fight. Ryan Garcia looked better and faster against Tank when Tank stopped him to the body than he did that night when he almost killed damn near Devin Haney. So, like Bill pointed out the other days, yeah, Devin did win more rounds, but the rounds that Ryan Garcia did win, he won so convincingly and so huge that he won the decision. I mean, it's just how boxing goes. It doesn't go. There's a scoring system, right? So we have to honor that. And now, okay, so he was destroyed. And then we find out about the Osterine. Again, I don't think he took it intentionally. And his outside annex aside, I just don't think he did. And here's where things just start going south. Bill Haney just starts going around and doing this campaign and giving him a champion's cake and all of this stuff. And it's just weirdness going on. And this campaign about, oh, yeah, we lost because of the Osterine. Osterine does not give you superpowers. It does not. The very first punch that Ryan Garcia threw pretty much decimated Devin Haney. So it was never a point about whether or not the Osterine was at play. It was about just the Devin Haney effect, right? He just doesn't know how to defend that left hook. Fast forward, we have the Carnival incident. All this nonsense going around now. At this time now, but we get to the point where Ryan Garcia gets suspended by New York State Athletic Commission. So he can't fight for the next year. And Devin Haney's just at some point, like Bill is just going through this campaign of trying to deflect on why his son lost, why he lost. Never actually really addressing the issue, just leaving it alone. Here comes now the lawsuit. Now he's suing the wrong guy for the wrong things. He's suing Ryan Garcia for lost wages and lost this and that. That's not his job. That's a promoter. You have to sue the promoter. Ryan Garcia has nothing to do with those, with what you thought you were owed, right? Also for battery. Fernand does a great explanation on what the battery charge was. But it's battery, and he's a boxer. So, of course, the casual boxing fan's not going to understand what battery charges are in this case. So here we go. The brand taking another hit. We keep fast forwarding. Bill Haney every other day is on someone's podcast trying to say it was the Osterine, the cheat, pulling up all kinds of crazy weirdness. And every time there's fans under those posts or under those videos just putting the memes up of Devin Haney getting his ass whooped. If it wasn't for Bill Haney constantly on the internet, Devin could have got past this. So as soon as Devin was healthy enough, now whatever that time frame would have been, would have got back in the ring. I don't care if it was with a tomato can or a mid-tier guy. Get back in the ring and win, then we would have been like, okay, there still would have been the jokes, but we would have got past it, right? We would have got somewhere past it. I mean, look at Errol Spence. Errol Spence could have pointed at Snack, could have pointed at the weight drain, could have pointed at all this, and could have made a campaign about it, but it would have just made the loss worse. It was already being memed, but it's been long enough where Errol has said nothing about it, made no excuses himself, none has promoted, not his trainer, and no one. And now we're talking about Fundora, and people just worried about his health rather than showing memes about him getting his ass beat, right? This is what Devin could have done. He could have leveraged this and let it go away, just train, stayed quiet, stay off the radar, built up a skill set, came back with a video too, announced the fight, and got back in the ring. But instead, we get the world tour of Bill Haney going around trying to convince people over and over and over and over and over on why his son lost against Ryan Garcia. Not letting it die. Keeping it fresh in the zeitgeist, keeping it fresh in the minds of his haters. And you fuel the fire, you're gonna get burned, you're gonna get heat. And it's just every other day he's fueling with something new. He's fueling it with something new. If it's not, so now we get to the point where we get these memes and these AI pictures of Devin Haney with Ryan Garcia as a baby, sort of thumbnail. Then there's one with a cop. Then there's another one. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And I think I saw, and I don't remember on which post, but it credited NBC Sports with a quote. Basically, Devin Haney getting advice from his therapist to maybe call it quits. That was the gist of it. Bill is doing his son such a disservice. His son is never going to tell his father that because he's so loyal to his father. But his son is basically his father's putting a lot of pressure on his son, because now even if he goes with a schmo, look what happened to Munguia. It could happen to Devin. The same thing. The exact same thing could happen to Devin. The same exact thing. And not because Devin was never any good, but because he's inside his own head. And because he's trying to put all this pressure that he must perform now. Whereas before, if he would have came back and just won a nice, smooth, unanimous decision, got in 12 rounds or something like that, or if he got lucky and knocked the guy out, great. He could have just gone over with. Now it is locked. They're locked in. They're like, we're gonna wait until he gets into the ring, and we're gonna see who's in the ring with, and they're gonna criticize every damn last thing that he does in that ring. And if he gets hit, rocked, hurt, God forbid, knocked out, loses decision, it is over. He will never be able to bounce back at the same way ever again. It would just be catastrophist. I think I made that word up. I think he will never be able to recover ever again from that, and it's all due thanks to Bill Haney. If you don't think I'm right, just go and look at Twitter. Look at any YouTube video boxing channel that has Bill Haney on it. It's never about what Devin is doing new. It's about what he's saying and how he lost, and blaming Ryan and blaming everyone else. Not the bad technique, not that he couldn't defend the left hook, none of that. It's all about trying to deflect, and it's every other day. Every other day he's on this campaign. I mean, it hasn't stopped. It's more than 9 months, or going on 10 months now, and it just hasn't stopped. And if you don't think I'm telling you the truth, go back, go to Twitter, look at Bill's timeline, look at any boxing channel's timeline, and you will just see all of these posts of just Bill going in and trying to deflect, and it just ruined his son's brand. Now the rebuild, I would say, hey, let's scrap the whole thing. Let's hire some people. Let's rebuild our image. Let's get back in the ring. Even if it's a 10-rounder or a 12-round, whatever it may be, let's get back in the ring with a tomato can, a mid-grade guy, and then if Ryan's, matchup comes up, great. If it doesn't, let's move on. Go to 147, whatever it might be, but it has to culminate in the ring, and has to culminate at the end with a big fight, win, lose, or draw at that point. Because I remember when I saw him lose to Ryan Garcia, I had more respect for him that night than I ever did. Once Bill went on this tirade, and I saw his son put a no stop to it, that's when I was like, okay, I'm losing respect. As people and as a brand, as a fighter, I still think Devin Haney has the goods. Boxing is better when you have a Devin Haney healthy and fighting, and I hope he gets back in the ring. I hope he gets back in shape, man. But if Bill doesn't stop his shit, this is just what's gonna keep happening. It's just gonna keep going, and he's just gonna dig a deeper hole. As it is right now, I don't think there's any other way he gets out of this, unless they go dark and you don't hear from them for 6 months, and then he comes back with a fight, and that's it. I mean, it's announced, done, and then like another month or so, it's already on TV, and then we're in there square. But right now, man, I feel so bad for Devin. I can't help but feel for the boy. I mean, he's a grown-ass man, but I'm much older than him. But I just feel bad for him because his father has single-handedly destroyed his public image. I mean, when it comes down below, you think I'm right? Do you think his public persona is destroyed, his brand is destroyed? Or do you think this is a minor hit? Do you think he can come back? Do you think he comes back? When do you think he comes back? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next video. And I'm out. Peace.